Cabo, peace and blessings, everybody.
Blessings.
Share a lot for your need.
Ashe.
Welcome to another episode of Let's Talk IFA. I am OYOTUNJI Jaminire.
I am OYOTUNJI Tegunshe.
And you were tuned in to
the best,
the greatest
podcast
on the planet Earth.
Let's Talk IFA. Ashe o. Ashe.
Ibao.
Eledumare o.
Ashe.
Olumila eledikpin.
Ashe.
Eshu ogiri oko eshu ọ̀tá òrìṣà.
Ibao.
Ìbà àwọn egungun. Egungun ńlá.
Ashe wa. Greetings, peace and blessings. Welcome to another episode. We pray that you and your families are well as usual. Blessings to you and yours. And may our enemies trip and fall when they walk towards us. Ashe. So,
well,
without further ado, today's episode, we are going to cover the OYOTUNJI reading of the year for the United States. The Odu, the Olori Odu, the ruling Odu is Owarin Oshe. And the divination came in Ire for Ire Omo, Ire of children. The focus for the nation, for the country of the United States, the saving grace will be the children. And on the opposite end of that spectrum, you know, the thing that the biggest threat to this nation will be its children on the opposite side of the coin. The second Odu is Ogbe Irete, Ogbeate. The third Odu is Otua Ogunda. The reading comes in Ire, or positive alignment, blessings in the realm, in the area of children. So I will let the Baba go ahead and kick it off.
So, awarding share, or you can say awarding wese. This Odu says for the United States of America. This is a year that if the United States of America invest into the young people of this country, that the United States will have great wealth, will have great prosperity. However, if the United States don't focus on the children, then there will be the level of poverty will become even worse than it is now. If the United States focus on putting their young people and educating their young people, and the young people are able to voice their opinions, are able to implement some of the ideas that they may have into government, into society, into community, then you will see a great wealth start to happen for the United States. But if this does not happen, then there's going to be chaos. There's going to be disorder. Things will be in disarray, as it kind of is now.
Yeah.
Because as we see, this country is still being run by old, as they say, or the same people that just want to be into power, and they're not youthful energy. They're old, gripey, and grouchy energy that just wants to cause war and chaos all over the world. If the United States come up out of that and say, listen, we need to focus on the education of our youth. We need to put more money into education. We need to put more money into creating more businesses so that our young youth can have jobs. We need to put more funding into arts and crafts and arts back in the schools, systems. then our children won't be out on the street
and Votech
and getting in trouble, because this is the chaos. If you look at the United States now, you look at the school system, it's so weak, it's ridiculous. It is so weak, it's ridiculous. The young people are all over the place. That's that energy of a warring. A lot of chaos, a lot of scattered energy, disorder. It's just energy, lots of energy, but it has no direction. It has nowhere to go. It has nothing to channel it into. And so the youth right now are into just, they're deeply indulged into pleasure. You see a lot of this Odu awarding Oshe speaks a lot about a lot of sexual energy out of control. You see it on social medias. Like you see these young ladies on social media, especially Instagram, they just showing their body.
It's everywhere. It's out of control.
It's just out of control because the young people have remember they used to have programs in schools. They took a lot of that out. And so the children, they don't have no after school programs too much to go to. And so what do? They go out on the street. They indulge into drugs, sex, drugs, and violence.
That's the recipe. That's what is going on. You know, IFA is saying that Eshu is the main Orisha that is ruling the United States this year. Like the Baba was saying, this Odu talks about a lot of, overindulgence in different pleasures. Really talking more about sexual overindulgence and consume while watching it, the act of it, promiscuity, a lot of sexual misconduct and allegations that will continue, this year in this country. So men especially have to be really careful the way that you're moving and how you're handling and your relationships and your character, because this will be another year of those type of things being exposed, not only for those who are doing it, but false accusations for those that aren't doing it. Like the Baba was saying, things like sex trafficking and prostitution and all of those things that will be very prevalent this year. So this is one of the reasons that it came in E-Ray or Mo for the children, but these are some of the things that we have to watch out for and that we have to look out for when it comes to our children. Sexually transmitted diseases. IFA is also talking about, this country, the state that we're in right now. We've got some real competition in the world. Like, this is a different era for the United States. And I'm gonna just speak on a couple of things that are going on right now. Like during this COVID, the last 3 to 4 years, the United States has realized that, like China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea, like it's a lot going on over there, and there's a lot of threats to our national security, just even with the fact that things aren't made here in America, the resources aren't here to make them, and the fact that we can get cut off and cut out of the supply of certain things that are critical to the infrastructure over here. So what IFA is saying in this Odu is that it references a story where Olokun's brothers and sisters and the people around were jealous of Olokun, and in order to deal with the situation, Olokun had to appease them by feeding them and entertaining them and coming and sit down at the table and working with them. So what this is saying about the United States is, in order to have E-Ray, they're going to have to change the way that they deal with other countries, especially, those certain other countries and these superpowers, they're not going to be able to have this I'm the macho boss attitude about everything anymore, because they are seeing now that power and that that level of intimidation that they used to have
It's run out.
It's not. Yeah, it's running out. It's not what it used to be.
Yeah,
and Trump is in. So, of course, he's going to try to come in and do what he does. But so we're going to see how this plays out.
Yeah, and this is the type of year also where there can be a great embargo on the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Like it can freeze up a lot of the trade from other countries if the United States
Mm-hmm.
are willing to sit down humbly and show some type of diplomacy and be very diplomatic, humble, calm, and patient, and not cocky, then this is a good year where you will see the United States start to flourish
Mm-hmm.
in the trade areas and in the investment areas. They may even be able to gain enough capital to pay their debts off,
Mm-hmm.
But if they're, as the United States always do,
Mm-hmm.
if they continue down the road of trying to conquer,
Mm-hmm.
trying to manipulate, try to trick,
Yeah.
thinking that they're more brilliant than other people,
Mm-hmm.
it's like the cover has been pulled off already.
Mm-hmm.
People see what the United States is made for. Other countries
Yeah.
see who they are. That's why, people from other countries, they can come in here and they shoot to the top quick, because it's like the United States is just open like that now. They don't have, the United States doesn't feed or fuel their own people. They'll do it for the other people, but the people that's here, they do not fuel their own people.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is a year. It's a lot of energy with O'Warren or Shea. This will holds a lot of energy. But if it's not directed in the right area, it can just be loose energy. And loose energy can be controlled by other factors.
Yeah.
Warren
also talks about scarcity. So, poverty, we'll get to that in a minute. That's going to be on the rise as, Trump's in office. The rich will get richer and the poor will continue to get poorer. Poverty is on the rise. If you just open your eyes and you look around in your respective areas where you live, I think this is a pretty consistent thing across the country that, you see more homeless people, you see more people that are struggling, more people that are in poverty, and those type of things. And, this IFA is focused on the children,
Sure.
right? That's who is having the biggest effect on. Like all this stuff that's going on is having the biggest effect on the children. So the second Odu is Ogbiarete or Ogbiate. So IFA is saying that America must be better structured, organized, and make better connections with the rest of the world. If this was something that they were interested in doing, this is just what IFA is saying. We all know the history of this country and who the president is. And to be honest, there's certain things, it doesn't matter who the president is. This country operates on certain principles that we understand if you understand history, right? So we're not going to go into that conversation right now, but we're just talking about what IFA is saying, right? So it's saying that people are questioning, which I think we all know, people are questioning the structure, like we just mentioned, and the authority and the gall and the, what I'm saying, the audacity of America at this point. And it's saying that the U.S. will get more blessings from diplomacy, right now.
Things will be rocky in the beginning, but will smooth out in the end. There will be trade wars and financial battles.
And that's going on now.
U.S. will start to be isolated, but will have victory over other countries. Ogbe yeah, pretty much the United States have to focus on their institutions, getting their institutions in order.
Yeah.
Elevating their institutions, the institutions that are already established, but the institutions that are failing, if the United States go in and reorganize those institutions, things may look a little better. Most of the institutions in the United States would be the institution of education.
Yeah, around
that
the children.
Needs to be structured around the young people.
Better protection for the children.
Yeah.
Better education, better protection, better, and so let's talk about protection for the children. We talked about all of this sexual energy, over-sexual energy. It's everywhere. It's in the cartoons. It's on the phone, on social media. It's in the movies. It's on TV, and the commercials. It's everywhere, everywhere you look, they're being bombarded with it. And then you have nothing against our brothers and sisters that's gay, but then you have the establishment that's promoting this agenda where you see like
you took the words out of my mouth.
Yeah,
brother.
every show. Like if I'm sitting here with my 5-year-old at 7:00 p.m., watching TV, or because we stream, we online, we don't really watch regular TV, but it don't matter. I don't want to see a commercial popping up with a bunch of gay activity on it, and I got my 5-year-old child sitting here.
Yes.
God judges. I'm not here to judge nobody. If that's what you do it in your own privacy, or your own home, or whatever you do. You know what I'm saying? But my problem is it's the promotion of, it's a certain agenda that's being promoted on our youth. So it's like they're being attacked with just over sexuality in general. The images and everything. We're the only culture
that does that.
That
does that. And it's causing even the education system to be bombarded by that, and the young people can't focus on their academics and things of that sort. Is like all of these, it's okay to do that. It's okay for it, and it's like what 30-something years ago that wasn't okay.
Yeah, now you know what I mean. Less than 30.
Less than 30. It wasn't okay.
Right.
To do that. Now everything is just kind of just free will. But that goes back what the Ogbe Irete is saying, reorganizing and getting the institutions back together, and being, more disciplined. That will, the United States, that's their saving grace.
Yeah.
They gotta
Especially
change
discipline
up
with the kids.
Yes.
Like that's because
that's the institutions, the discipline, the institution, and the
kids are the future of the nation.
Yeah, the institutions is not just school. The household is an institution. The family is an institution. So discipline within the family structure, discipline within the schools. If the United States focus on those things, they can come out, the champion, and they can get this E-ray that is here. It is E-ray, so they have the potential. They have the potential of getting it together. Oturagunda is the Ayewo. IFA says there will be difficult battles, and U.S. may be responsible for going to war. Blockages come from lack of respect and decorum. U.S. has to learn better ways of conflict resolution. We must think before we speak. We must think before we speak. Diplomacy.
Well, we know who our
again.
president is. You can hang that one up. Think.
Somebody just says anything out their mouth.
Anything.
You know, Oturagunda is a person with a dynamic ego. Like their ego is
to the max,
maniacal. Their ego is just they don't care what they say. They just say anything.
Grab them by
without thinking.
Anything.
Just you know.
So we're talking about and I believe this is happening already around these wars.
Maybe it's the flush out. Maybe the United States need to go through this to get the E-Ray.
Yeah.
Maybe, you know, they got to go through another 4 years of buffoonery and clownery.
Well,
you know
before
before somebody step up and they get like really serious and really see, we got to focus on our young people. This is the next generation. These are the next leaders to lead this country. If we keep putting these old farts with these old or
ideas
wicked ideas, you know, it's gonna to Ragunda.
For me, the silver lining with this whole situation is hopefully this helps, like we said in our previous episode. Hopefully this helps us as, you know, as Black people, as African Americans, as Omo Duduwa in this that's living in this country.
Yes,
this helps us to see a little clearly, more clearly, and help to wake us up as far as what we need to be doing. That's the good thing I see that could possibly come out of this, right?
Because African Americans should definitely rethink and focus on the young people in this institution.
We got to get back to nationalism. We got to get back to self-independence. We got to get back to Black Wall Street. We have to go back to that. We have to go back to economics.
Pan-Africanism.
Martin Luther King is not here anymore because he left the civil rights alone. And when he got on the economic right, that's when they had to take him out. So this is what we have to focus more on. You know, if we're going to participate in the political system, let's participate from a place of strength and power. Let's all be together on one band and one note. If you don't do these things for us, then you're not getting any of our vote. And we know that you can't win without our vote. So now, from that position, we have a position of strength and power. Yeah. Right now, this is not the way that we're doing it. Is not it. And don't take my word for it. Like, look at Dr. Claude Anderson. He's been in this arena over 30 years. He's run presidential campaigns all the way down to mayoral and local campaigns. He has, you know, the book and his videos, Dr. Claude Anderson. He tells you if you want to play this game, this political game here in America, he tells us how you have to play it. And maybe we'll do another podcast where even try to get the Baba, to get the elder on to speak about that some more. But this old dude also talks about a cleansing that needs to occur in this country for all of the evil acts from our people to the Native Americans to just the genesis of this country and all of the evil acts and the atrocities that were committed. Is saying that there needs to be a cleansing that needs to happen in that instance because of those things. IFA is saying that they're more liars than true speakers. We know that. You know, nobody cares about the facts anymore. You know, IFA warns against more war. And wisdom and spiritual elevation will be the key to trying to have peace in this land, you know. And the last thing, there's going to be a lot of enrichment coming out of the city areas for America, for the country, as we can see. So we're talking about gentrification right now. That's what IFA is talking about. So for us, as African Americans, as Omo Yoruba, IFA, say whatever we are, we need to get land. We can still have, connections and people in the city that's doing things in the city. But if the U.S. is going to get enriched out the city, then yeah, we need to have a foot in that. But now we need to go back and retreat back and start getting our land, start rethinking how we move with each other, how we're living, the food we're eating, and we need to start growing food again and
take the money out of the cities and
you go get us some land.
Go get some land and build up your village, build up your community, save some people. Yeah. Bring some people to your land, have them build their own house on the land. That's the movement. I keep saying Pan-Africanism, man. I think, our people need to go back to Pan-Africanism and just infuse our Yoruba culture and spirituality back into the Pan-African movement.
I say.
And all of those things will come about because, as you know, the Pan-Africanists, the strong Pan-Africanists, the practical ones, they were about buying land and growing food and doing all of those types of movements.
Food, clothes, and shelter.
And so that's what we need to
that's
go
supposed
with
to go hand in hand. Everybody now just concerned about bees, pots, and titles. We could just keep on shopping at Food Line, roll the dice. Maybe your eggs will have salmonella in them this week. Maybe they won't. Maybe your vegetables will have salmonella. Maybe they won't. You know what I'm saying?
That's gambling.
Food is going up. Housing is going up.
Oh my God.
So those are the things that we have to go back to for us to be okay. And we still do what we work with the, things in the city to help enrich ourselves and all. But as far as where we need to be living and how we need to be moving needs to be more land based.
Like you said, back to Black Wall Street
back
for
to
our
that,
people.
Benny.
Gotta go back to the Black Wall Street mindset. And thinking like those black folks of Black Wall Street, they were business minded. They come on.
Period. Because they didn't have a choice. And see, now that's our problem is that we've gotten too comfortable now and it's the illusion that we have a choice.
And it's the illusion that we're saved.
Oh man,
it's the illusion
we've arrived. Slavery. Why are we still talking about that?
Right, we are accepted now.
Yeah,
that's the laziness.
I can go buy the same car the rich white guy can buy. I can move out there and live in their neighborhood. I can send my kids to their school.
That's
and
too comfortable.
We good now. We done made it, boss. We
don't own nothing, but we made it. We made it
collectively. We're saying collectively.
Collectively,
we know it's a couple people here and there that's doing their thing.
Right.
But let's be honest. Let's look at it, right, holistically.
Percentage-wise.
We still own less than 1% of the wealth. You know how much we owned when we came out of so-called bondage and slavery? Less than 1% of the wealth. So that's where we are. And the last part we'll mention is that the E-ray for the children came through Otudupan Ogunda. So we have the ancestors, we have the energy of hard work, we have the energy of looking out and focusing on the children. IFA is saying that the children, the ancestors are really pushing this agenda and saying that we have to focus on the children. They are being by far, they're being neglected, they're being rejected, and it's just not a good situation for our youth, especially we're talking about America, so we just talking about the youth in general, but also then we have to also extract out, you know what I'm saying, what this means for us. We have to be careful of that. That's going to be very rampant everything is going to be about, well, I'm from Virginia, sadly to say, in my hometown, we had the issue last year. How old was the boy? 5 or 7? That brought the gun to school and shot his, actually aimed it and hit the and shot her and hit her.
I think he was like 7.
Like 5 or 7. We're talking about elementary school. So this is what, because Otudapan Ogunda, we're talking about blessings of the children. But on the other side of it, if we don't change some things, what's going on with the kids now is going to be worse. So that's what IFA is saying. So we just wanted to present this to you so that you some wisdom to live by and to operate by for this year. This was the OYOTUNJI divination of the year for the United States of America. The United States. Not snakes. States.
Oh, states.
States.
Okay, not snakes.
Not snakes.
Okay, so we say states.
The United States.
Okay, United States.
On air, we got to say states.
Yeah, you say states.
Yeah, states. So
okay, so United States of America.
That's what's happening, y'all. Listen, if you want to donate, just click on the link below. We have a way for you to donate. We love you. Please continue to like, share, subscribe. Thank you for riding with us on this journey.
We got to tell them about the
7-week African spirituality blueprint. The first session or the first iteration of the program is in full effect. If you want to inquire about the program, if you want to make sure that you pre-enroll for the next program, send us an email at letstalkifa@gmail.com. As we are building out the program, I'm going to be honest with you.
It's amazing, man.
We are very excited about this program. I'm amazing. It's really worth the money.
It's amazing.
That it's going to cost, but it's a small investment.
It's amazing.
But it's worth it. We putting in some work in here. And the whole point of the program, y'all,
amazing,
is the whole point.
Program.
And what's different about it is that when you're done, you're going to have your own, a whole blueprint of wisdom that you can, and practical things that you can apply in your everyday life to improve your life and the life of your children and your family through using the modality of traditional African spirituality. That's what you will come away with. No more classes. You get a bunch of information and then you don't know what to do with it. You read the book and then you read half the book and then
still confused.
You forgot about what you read. You still confused. You can't find anybody you can trust. People trying to scam you.
The African Spirituality Blueprint, the 7-week program, it really guides you, and it's step-by-step guide that we have some practical things that you're going to be doing. But the way the program is structured is easily retainable. It's like once you go through it, you're going to remember.
And you always have access to it.
Yes.
We have weekly coaching conference calls. There's a lot of stuff in there. So, but for any request, divination, any question, email your questions, because we do the Let's Talk IFA Q&A, question and answer episode. If you got any, it doesn't matter.
Please.
There's no silly or dumb question except for the one you don't ask. So,
and your name is not mentioned when we
don't mention your name. So send us your questions. Send us all. Please direct all contact to LetsTalkIFA@gmail.com. Please, because it's hard for us to keep up with all the messaging on the different social media accounts. So we probably check those, to be honest with you, like maybe once or twice a month. So we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. And we continue to pray for y'all. We give thanks and praise in the name of Olodumare, the ancestors, and all the Orisha. Orisha Bewawo, Ifabawashe, Edumare Bawashe, Awanasiku Bawashe. I am Awo Ifa Mijire.
I am Awo Ifa Tegunshe.
And you were tuned in to
the best,
the greatest
podcast
on the planet Earth.
Let's talk IFA. Ashe Odabo.
Ashe, Odabo.
Till next time.
Peace and blessings.
Peace.